myself. The real me. Behind the appearance. So far as I am that, I am actually free. How do I go outside myself? Here's what I believe. Here's how I feel. This is the way it is.
Hello everybody and welcome to the release party. Yes, we're gonna have a release party here tonight for Piston and their brand new album Making the World Great Again. Oh, we've been waiting for this and we're so happy to have you all with us. We're sending live from Sarpsborg or Greåker here in Norway, and I know we got people watching all around the world. A big shout out to everybody who's there. Found a way to this live digital release party. So you heard an intro here. It's actually called Zoom. Is that the way to pronounce it? Zoom.
Yeah, Zoom.
Zoom. Yeah, the intro you heard, that's also actually the intro to the album. You want to tell us a little bit about it, Truls? It's a pretty industrial track.
Yeah, it was made kind of from the next song. We made the second song first, and then the intro. It's a build up to the next song.
Oh, so it's a prequel.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
We had the next track. So basically, we found out that the next track was gonna be the first track on the album, but then we decided we wanted an intro to the album. So Truls just started playing around with some noise to introduce the album. Basically.
Yeah, and noise. That's the name of the track, isn't it? In Russian?
Yeah, it's Russian. It's from this synthesizer back there. It's a Polyvox. It's a Soviet synthesizer.
Old school hardcore Soviet Russian quality. Yeah.
Real shit.
Start 80s.
Doesn't get more industrial than that.
No. And I noticed the noise button said Zoom. I thought it was a cool name. Yeah.
So,
Yeah. Yeah.
So we've been walking around with these T-shirts for like 3-4 years. I know people in Germany who has these T-shirts because we sold them in Gothenburg back in it 18?
On the A-pop gig, 18, yeah.
Exactly. So the Zoom thing has been with us all the time.
No.
Or as we usually call it,
Vim.
just for the fun of it.
Internal humor right there.
Yeah.
So, but you're saying that this intro goes then, it's interlapping with the next track, which is the second track on the album called Hearts on Fire.
Mm-hmm.
So, to really get the full scale of things, maybe we should listen to the tracks together then, like as a whole.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Good idea.
Yeah, because it's basically, the first one is an intro to the album, but it's also an intro to the next song. So, yeah, let's hear them together.
Okay, so we're going to do that now. So we're going to cue it up, and here we go.
How do I go outside myself? The real me. Behind the appearance. So far as I am that, I am actually free. How do I go outside myself? Here's what I believe. Here's how I feel. This is the way it is.
we just have to keep moving. There's no point in turning back. We all know the sounds of those will be coming after us. They're all dressed in black. And we know that if we just can't stick together and hide among our own, there's a better life waiting for all of us once we get home. Darkened corners, we look for those we love. We leave no stone unturned, and we search down below, and we search high above. And it's no surprise how we keep on falling, but we always get up again. 'Cause we're determined to reach our final destination once we reach the end, with hearts on fire. Take turn on trying to decide who's winning and who will lose. There'll be no escape for us no matter what we do or whichever side we choose. But we just stay true to our cause, and we know that whomever wins the war will live on as the ones who came first, because love is what we're fighting for, with hearts on fire.
Hello, and welcome back to the virtual release party. That was Shum and Hearts on Fire. I am Aksel Lundgreen, and I'm going to be guiding you through the next 1 hour and 50 minutes of this show. And far to the left, I've got Truls Søstrø and Jonas Groth, and they are Piston Damp. And that's why we're here.
Thank you. Yeah, that's why we're here.
That's why we're here. Okay, so we heard Hearts on Fire. Some of you may have heard it before. I know it's been on the charts at Artifactor Radio in Mexico, for example, doing really well there.
Yeah, doing really well.
Yeah,
that's amazing.
Super happy about.
Yeah.
This is an old track, but it's not that old, is it? I mean, you guys did a 7-track demo when? 15 years ago?
2001. So 20
yeah,
years
15
ago.
years ago. That's what I'm saying.
20 years ago, we started. Well, we started up in 2000, but in 2001 we had enough songs. Well, we had 5 tracks and an intro and an outro. So 7-track EP, call it whatever you want, as a demo. And yeah, this song was not a part of that. So If
No,
that's-
but I've heard this track in another, not version. Well, yeah, another
Yeah.
version.
Well,
It was suggested, actually, I can say that. It
Yeah.
was suggested to be used as an Apoptygma Berserk track.
yeah.
When I,
took it
because
ourselves.
when I heard it the first time, I said this track has to be used. It needs to get out there,
Yeah.
and it's
That was your immediate response.
that was my immediate response.
Yeah.
And at that time, Piston Damp was defunct.
Yeah, basically we
So,
were.
so suggesting it as a Piston Damp track was kind of out of the question.
Yeah, of course.
So-
but then when we started this thing up, we just decided that Hearts on Fire is well. I sent the demo, my original demo, to Truls, and
I hadn't heard it before,
no.
ever.
and this is a song that I gotta say I used to be, well, I'm still a huge admirer of White Lies.
Yeah.
And especially their debut album, and this track was kind of I was not trying to be them, but it's a response to their debut album, and especially the song Death, where it's the same kind of build up in a way.
Yeah.
And but then again, the lyrics, for my sake, as White Lies have all these depressive death tracks, this was, to me, it was a fight song for the positive side, kind of.
It's a very happy, in an aggressive way. Can I say that? It's a danceable power track. Happy,
Yeah.
happy
Happy
aggressive,
aggressive.
happy hardcore.
Happy aggressive. That's a new. So what do you play? We play happy aggressive.
Ah,
Synthie pop. Yeah, no. The lyrics are basically because I believe that you inherit violence from violence, but it has to be the other way around too. So I really wanted to have a positive vibe, positive lyric for the track, because it's well, I'm a sucker for love. I want love.
hence
to
the name of your studio, right?
Yeah, Love Studio, right?
Yeah.
So I have the Cure's Friday I'm in Love heart tattooed on my arm. So it's just you can call me whatever you want, but the thing is, I think that if we fight with love in front of us, we probably have a better chance than whatever we have in front of us. So that's
Definitely, your time is over. Cheers. Maybe you can talk a little bit about the track as well.
yeah, because he had to change it from the. That was what I was going to end up saying. I made a rock song basically, and when I gave it to Truls, I said, "Okay, you got to change this," and he did.
Yeah. And obviously, I'm a sucker for Barracks because my studio is called the Barracks.
So love barracks.
Love and Barracks. Yeah. That's then the next album, Love and Barracks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you've got a part in there where you're like a dictator or speaking to the masses,
Yeah,
or
like,
what's going on there?
I'm preaching.
Preaching to the choir?
No, Jonas came up with this idea from one of the Matrix movies. There's a scene where there's a dungeon, and I don't
Morpheus,
know. Yeah.
when
You
Morpheus
have
has
to
his
tell.
Morpheus has this great speech, this motivational speech to all the humans that are still alive,
Yep.
and the speech it turns into this huge dance rave party thing because they're just so psyched about his motivational speech. So that's what I said to Truls. Can you do something like that? I've heard him scream when we were younger. He's a good screamer.
You've been to a festival with Truls.
Yeah, basically, he's just a great screamer. So I told him to.
Okay, I'm not sure I want to hear anything more about why he's a great screamer.
Oh, he should be into screamo. No, so that middle part is him screaming.
And it was just I gave it to Jonas. Is this something you want? And he just that's the.
Yep.
So
Yeah, we
it's-
didn't even change it.
No,
It's
yeah,
your
a re-
demo.
Yeah.
No, it's a very cool part of the song, but I feel that the track itself is a bit more organic than the rest of the album. It's fully electronic, I know, but in the way it's produced and the way it's programmed, it's kind of it's not like a sore thumb, because there's a wrong way of saying it, but it sticks out a little bit different than the rest of the album. Am I right? Or am I right?
Yeah. A couple of things. First, the bass sound in this song is not a typical electronic. It's
No.
I
It's not a walking bass.
no,
or
I tweaked the bass one note at a time, so that it was kind of distorted all along.
Yep.
Yeah, it's completely different than the other basses.
Yeah.
And as well, I use some synths with guitar pedals stuff, overdrive.
Yeah, because I get like a Muse or the Killers kind of feeling to it, and in a good way.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but only keyboards. No.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, but still, it's not. It's converted from a rock song, and it's not that different from the rock version. My demo.
No, I've heard the demos.
So that's probably why it sticks out a little bit, because
Yep.
it wasn't meant to be an electronic track, and he just did his magic, and it became what it is.
No, but it adds spice and variety to the album. So I think it's very, very good.
Yeah. Thank you. I think so too.
Oh. Ah, excellent. Okay, so we're gonna go over to a track called Runaway. Uh-oh. Which means that these guys are gonna leave us now, and they're gonna perform it live for us here today. So I'm gonna send you guys out to do that, and I am going to invite someone else in here as soon as they have done that. So let me know, guys, when you are set and ready to go. You probably heard the song already. It's the most streamed song by Piston Damp on Spotify and on YouTube, whatever. And tonight we're going to hear it live for the very first time. I just got a signal that they're ready. So take it away, guys.
Yes. Sleep when I dream, all I feel is pure confusion. I cannot see, I cannot tell what's really real and what is illusion. A line goes dead, always the same gear. No one to blame for what I have become. Another line goes dead, always the same gear. No one to blame for what I have become. What I have become. As I dream, I feel the fear of letting go. The vision is blinding. I picture you, I see your face. You run away, my thoughts unwinding. A line goes dead, always the same gear.
Another line goes dead. Always the same gear. No one to blame for what I have become. A line goes dead. Always the same gear. No one to blame for what I have become. Another line goes dead. Always the same gear. No one to blame for what I have become. For what I have become.
Good.
Yeah.
It sounded awesome from here.
And I was nervous like hell, but it went good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You were good.
With a track
Thank
like
you.
Runaway, I mean, had to go wrong. No. Okay, but we're still going to talk about it. Hopefully everybody's heard the track on Spotify, YouTube, whatever, on the digital single. It includes remixes by Substart, Mesh, Decroups, and you've told me that this is your most important track. Why?
Well, it's not that it's not important, but it used to be the most important track, because when we started out on this journey last year, that we found out, okay, we're going to do this. We're really, really, really going to do it this time. We immediately just knew that, okay, Runaway is going to be single number 3.
Yep.
The important single that leads up to the album. And we were like,
The kicker, yeah?
yeah, so we were like, oh, so we're doing an album? so we decided on the 3rd single, and that's when we said, because we're doing an album. And we, yeah, we're doing an
So
album.
you were immediately painted up in a corner, so you had
Yeah,
to.
we
Yeah,
had to
yeah.
do the album.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
So that's from the beginning. It's always been
Yeah.
most important track from the beginning. So yeah,
Yeah. Because I was really curious about what we were going to do with it, because that's one of the tracks from the early demo, and at least when was this? 10 years ago, when I started doing digital distribution, I started nagging Jonas. I said, we need to get these Piston Damp tracks out. And he was like, oh, they're just demos. I don't want them out like this. We have to re-record them. I said, yeah, re-record them then. And it never happened, because he was doing a show here, and it was Beatles there. And
but
it was
it did happen with him. He did it loads of times. You started Runaway like 5 times or something like that?
Yeah, maybe more.
With Stefan, by the way?
Yeah.
for
okay,
example?
yeah. I never heard about that, though.
We've done it.
They don't tell me anything.
No, we've done it tons of times. Rewrote the lyrics a bunch of times, and yeah.
I think it's version number 284 or
Something
something.
like
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, well, so a lot has happened between the demo I heard and the new one. But
Yeah, but just in my room.
yeah,
Yeah, no, we wanted it to be just right, and we knew that this was going to be important, so we wanted it to be like as good as we could get it, and it was amazing to get the Substart and Krups and Mesh to remix it.
yeah.
Heroes of ours who
Huge names. huge names.
Yeah, they were. The best thing is they said yes right away.
Yeah.
So that was really awesome.
So shout out to Jürgen of the Krups and Mark from Mesh, Mark and
Richard?
yeah, who was so nice, and of course Jarle in Substat was so nice to do this.
Yeah, it was.
Great results.
Yeah, great results. Especially the Mesh has. I don't know. I think maybe they promoted themselves because it's totally exploded all over the place. So it's one of our most played tracks. It's the Mesh remix of Runaway.
Yeah, very cool.
Bling bling bling. Next
Bling,
song.
bling. No, I was going to ask Truls about how do you approach going about re-recording a track that's 15 years old?
It's so hard.
It's so hard.
Yeah,
Okay, thank you.
Because I have so much, I don't know in English, so much luggage. There's so much baggage with the song.
Yeah.
And to rethink something that is this into your brain, it's very hard. And like...
We've been listening.
It's like remixing yourself, basically.
Yeah. And it's you have to kind of let it all go and start all over again.
Yeah. And there's also some very, very dark lyrics on this track. I mean, is it Jonas that wrote them, yeah? Can you explain?
No.
Okay, so you need to just read them.
The lyrics,
they're in the booklet, so you can
The
kind of
lyrics are
read them
basically
yourself.
about ugly breakups. And God knows we've all had a bunch of them, right? So...
Don't know what you're talking about?
No, it's about realizing that your worst nightmare becomes true. That is dark to anyone.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Relationships are dark. That's basically the kicker here when it comes to Runaway.
What are we doing?
Okay, so...
Oh, you have a guest.
Yes, I do. So I'm going to kick you guys out of the studio.
I'm leaving.
And we're going to bring on Alyxx from Technomancer, or Technomancer, as our friend Carlos Perron would say. Hey, and a big hand.
Thank
As you can hear, the room is full of fans. It's a good thing that it's that kind that blows really cold air on you. Because if we had a lot of
I was sitting in the back over there, and it was so fucking hot, and I'm sitting here, and it's like, oh, what a relief.
Yeah. Before we start talking to you, we're going to have a competition. Anybody wants to win a copy of the brilliant CD, Making the World Great Again? That will be the first person, or some of the first persons, that write in the chat the name of the first Piston Damp single. Just write it in there. The first Piston Damp single was, and the title, and we will pick a winner that will get this album. So do that now, and I will talk to Alyxx about remixes. Yes, I mean,
Right.
You've been doing remixes for a lot of years. I mean, I know we've been working together for a lot of years doing remixes. And you've been known for doing future pop, 80s related, some Italo disco kind of stuff. So, how did you go about remixing Piston Damp?
Well, I just did what I do when I always remix something. I just do it as if this was my track and this was my song, and how would I approach it if it was my song? And that was the basic approach that I took to doing this track.
Yeah, but what I know is that when you do a remix, all you ask for is the vocals, basically, innit?
Yeah.
Then you do all the rest. All the rest of it is yours.
It's very rare that I ever use any of the original elements of the song, because I feel if I do, it would probably sound a bit too much like the original, and I'm trying as much as I can to avoid that, because I want it to sound like it has my style to it.
Yep.
And that's
original
very important
samples,
to me.
though, you'd use original samples if there were any in a remix.
If it fits.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, if there's a sample in there that I think will fit in the remix and will enhance it in some way, then yeah, I will use it.
Yeah. But
like, if it's very defining for the song, for instance.
But when you remixed the first Piston Damp single, you didn't use anything except Jonas's vocals.
Yeah, I only used the vocals, and that was it, basically.
Yeah. So, the competition time is over. The first single was, of course, Something in Me. And it had remixes by Pegboard Nerds, Klein Melker, the Alyxx, of course, and Technomancer. And what do you think when your remix was the most popular one on YouTube among the tracks? It was streamed a lot among people in Hungary, Czechoslovakia, Russia, stuff like that. And they said, "Oh, this is like modern Italo disco." And it's like,
Yeah.
okay.
I read every YouTube comment,
Yeah.
and it was so humbling and so amazing just to get that kind of recognition. Because
Great feedback, great
yeah,
feedback.
because nothing I've ever done has ever gotten that much attention. So it was really amazing. I thank you, everyone who's listened to it and given feedback. It's been amazing. Thank you.
Oh, that's so cool. Really happy to have you here. We're going to talk more to you
Thank you.
later because you've been doing more work with Piston Damp than on just something with me.
Unfortunately.
And that brings us over to the track Something in Me, which is on the brilliant album, and it's not the same version as the single, so listen closely. Here it comes.
Why you looking at me like that? Is it something I've said? Is it something
Hey! Hey. And that was the album version of Something in Me. Looks like things are working again, and we're happy, and it's party time in Greåker.
It is party time.
Yeah.
Where did you get those?
What?
Where did you get those?
I get given all kinds of strange stuff. So I thought it was party time, right? So the party glasses on. Woo!
Oh,
Yeah. Back to the topic, right?
Oh, yeah.
I'm sorry if I put you off. Okay, Something in
You
Me.
turned me on.
Oh, and we're talking party. Something in Me. It was released in 2 versions. One of them in Danish.
Yeah.
Why?
Because it was the first one to be written. Well, actually,
First one to be written. Explain. You
Yeah.
told me it was written a year ago. So it can't be the first Piston Dam song to be written.
it was the
The
first
first
of
version.
the two. Of the 2 versions.
Yep.
I wrote it in Danish. Thing is, Truls called me about a year ago now. It was in May, June-ish, and said, okay, I have too much on my plate. I need to just tell you that I'm going to just cancel Piston Damp. I don't want it in my brain anymore because we're never going anywhere. Nothing's happening, so I can't have it on my table anymore, basically. So I said, okay, but that sparks me that you say that.
So he wanted to ditch Dead Weight, and
Yeah.
that sparked you to do
Yeah,
a
so
new track.
I
Okay.
said, okay, give me one more chance, and I went into studio that same evening and wrote Noget i mig. The
I
Danish
remember. I remember you sending it to me.
Yeah.
I mean, the day after or whatever.
Yeah.
It was,
So I wrote it, and I was thinking, can we do this in Danish? Oh, wow, and went loads of rounds with that. But just a couple of days later, you can call it a translation.
Yeah.
It's kind of the same lyric in English. So if you don't understand the Danish one, it's pretty much the same one. So yeah, that's the story.
I mean, you're half Danish. How
Yep.
was it to sing like in your native tongue after all these years? You've been living in Norway since 1987.
Yeah, it was weird because I still feel whenever I speak Danish, whenever I speak Danish, that's when I feel like I'm a 10-year-old boy.
Yeah,
back
then
in
you've got a
Denmark
real
again.
problem because you start talking like this.
Yes, so that's when we sing. I know there's something in me, right?
Yeah.
I basically become a 10-year-old when I speak Danish. So that was weird, and writing a grown-up lyric to a 10-year-old boy.
Yeah.
No, I love Danish music. I still listen to loads of both old and new Danish music,
Yeah.
and it came much more natural than I would have thought.
Yeah. Cool. Let's hope something happens in Denmark. If you're watching from Denmark, post the Danish version. Make something happen in Denmark. It's Grundlovsdag in Denmark today. So congratulations to Denmark. We've got a flag here commemorating.
Dannebrog.
Yeah, Dannebro.
Dannebro.
Det er Dannebro.
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 Yeah.
Very
Okay. Something in Me, and then we are going over to the next track called The Depth of Your Eyes.
That's an old one.
It's an old one. Yeah, I
Yeah.
remember it.
Yeah. And
So it's more down-tempo, deep, emotional track. So you do ballads as well? Or or-
would you call it a ballad? No. It's
I don't know. It's written with a purpose.
Yeah.
Do you remember when you worked at the record store and I came in and bought Depeche Mode's "I Feel You" and the B-side? Do you remember the B-side on the single?
No, I don't.
One Caress.
Yeah.
It's Martin Gore and strings. So, a few years later, Depth of Your Eyes, that was my purpose, trying to do the same thing. Not trying to write that song, not trying to copy or anything, but trying to do that same thing.
Yeah.
I love your glasses. So, having...
Just say what you're going to say, Jonas.
yeah,
It's
the,
okay.
the lyrics are just what I felt when I wrote it. It's strings, it's depressive, it's melancholic, it's trying to write a song like that, doing
Yeah.
an electronic thing with real live strings. Of course, back then it was programmed strings, and this time we got Kaya and Tarjei. Amazing string players. They play all the instruments.
Yeah, I remember you guys saying something like, "Yeah, there's gonna be some acoustic strings on there," and I mean, Jonas knows that when he says the word acoustic to me, I get shivers. Like, ooh,
We're going to
acoustic.
do an acoustic version of our old
Acoustic. But this sounds so good. It sounds so like very 4AD to me, like this Mortal Coil
Yeah.
or Cocteau Twins kind
It's
of.
definitely that style.
Yeah, and I absolutely love it. I think it
Thank you.
brings the song up to a new level, incorporating it, and it's more dark wave in a bit. And here also a lot of your inspiration from The Cure, I think,
Yeah.
seeps through.
Yeah, well, the whole 4AD melancholic shoegazer thing,
Yeah.
it's all there. And the goth scene, everything is there. And Truls, who was going to do the basic ground rhythms and stuff on it, we ended up more or less copying what was done on the original 20 years ago.
Yeah,
Just with new sounds.
Yeah, and some new percussive elements.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
But it's the song that sounds the most like the 20-year-old version. So
Yeah.
if any one of you have that one out there, you know what I mean.
Jules, you talk about percussive elements, and I've noticed that in all of the tracks on the album, there's a lot of attention to detail on percussions and effects and swooshes and filter sweeps and all this. I know that this is your doing.
Yeah.
Tell me a little bit about it. You're doing a great job at it, and it brings a lot of variety into the songs and to the material. Tell me about it.
It's a huge part of the whole process for me. It's not something I add in the end. It's so when I work with the ground.
So it's not like salt and pepper you put in at the
No,
end.
it's the swooshes and swashes creates the often they come first.
Yep.
Like drum and bass and some swooshes and swashes, and the pads and strings come afterwards because they fit to the swooshes and swashes.
So the rhythm and the percussive drive of the song comes first, and then the melodic parts. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah. And like you say, the swooshes, they are often the signature marks of each song. You know? Yeah. I don't think too many lead sounds and stuff. That's not our signature. Often the swooshes are more signature. Yeah.
Yeah. So if you listen to this album in headphones, for example, you'll get a lot of effects, a lot of detail that you won't
Panning.
get. Panning.
Yeah.
Yes, exactly. And
It's going to be evident on later tracks also.
yeah,
We're going to talk
yeah.
more about that.
And it gives a very nice feel, all over feel to the tracks. So should we listen to it then?
Yeah.
Yeah, because this is a track that nobody's heard before. This hasn't been played on any radio stations.
No.
Nothing. So this is going to get the first airing today. So let's go. We do it now. Yay! Depth of Your Eyes. What a beautiful ballad it is. I love it. I love it. I love it. And it's on this album that you can win. And all you have to do is write in the chat what was the second single from Piston Damp. Everybody who writes us in now will be in the competition, and we'll pick a winner later. The second single from Piston Damp, what's the name of it? Write it in, and you can win a copy of the album.
Yeah.
Yes. Great track, Trill.
Yeah.
Really great
I love
one.
it. Love it.
Yeah.
Very satisfied with the flow and I think it sounds super.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I really like it. We're going to talk a little bit about Factor Out and Never Thought It Would End. That's two more tracks that go into each other and merge like the first and second track did.
Mm.
Factor Out is you once again going out in industrial soundscapes, experimenting, playing with your synths. This is more or less one track again. Why? Why didn't you make two tracks? Why do it like this?
I've always loved conceptual albums, and from the very start, when we thought about making the album, I wanted to make it so that one song emphasized the next one. It construct the sound so that if you listen to song number 3, it's okay, but if you listen to 1 and 2 first, number 3 is great. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
The build-up is very important to me.
Very like Pink Floyd or Kraftwerk or
yeah.
Yes, or like more. This is more say prog rock thinking.
Yeah.
Can you say that?
Yeah. It's
Or
old,
Tangerine Dream.
Yeah, an old way of thinking from the time where they made albums. You know what I mean?
Yes, because now it's only singles on YouTube, innit? That's why I love the physical format. And the album will be out as a double LP this fall. There's a lot of waiting in line now because of the situation the world is in, but we're going to be making it great with a double album. So when do you think it will be out on vinyl?
Around Christmas. It's a so long waiting list.
Yeah? It's going to be a great Christmas present, though.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, but it's once again Factor Out, very sample-based and percussive, and personally I'm really fond of it. I mean, I do love industrial sounds.
Yeah. And it's Never Thought It Would End was like a short song Jonas sent to me.
Yeah.
And I started playing around with an intro for it.
Yeah, once again.
Yeah, and it turned out to be a sonic soundscape kind of thing that could stand on its own feet. And we used some cool samples, from interviews and stuff. And I love these string parts, the old strings, ooh along.
Yeah.
So this is the stuff I love to do, playing around, creating odd rhythms, something going one beat and the other going other beat and mashing up each other.
Yeah. Because you do like to work with hardware, I mean physical synths and modular stuff, analog synths, stuff like that.
Yeah.
I know a lot of people are into that. Maybe you can tell me a little bit about your fascination for analog synths or physical.
Yeah, it's the creation process is much more inspiring with the tweaking and just being in a studio with all these.
I prefer tweaking the knobs as well instead of just pushing buttons. I agree.
Yeah, and being in a studio with all these synths is much more inspiring to me than being with a screen and a keyboard.
I agree. I mean, physical format for the win, right?
Yeah. We can talk about synths all night.
Yeah, let's do it. No, but Factor Out and Never Thought It Would End will have to be heard in one go.
Yeah.
So that's what I think we should do now, but that's like 8 minutes or something, isn't it?
6, 7 minutes.
6, 7 minutes.
Yep.
You can do it. I know you can.
Close your eyes, relax, take a soda.
If you got a beer, crack it. It's party time. It's beer o'clocks anywhere in the world right now, so just go ahead. Factor Out and Never Thought It Would End. Here we go.
Electronic device. Electronic device.
God definitely wants the innocent to be set free. Now the question is, what happens when that doesn't occur? Like in the case of this gentleman where he was wrongly convicted. He lost 20 years of his life, and so that is a great evil. Yeah, this is one of the most challenging questions that we as human beings, have to deal with. It's almost an existential question, If there is a God, and certainly I believe that, then how can he allow evil to occur? Electronic device.
The machine seems to be working.
Electronic device. Attachment to electronic devices, it's a very unique relationship. Having a relationship with something that's not a person. Electronic device. Electronic device. You can call me out on things I've said or done. I will never take ownership of it. I cannot allow that.
I'm sorry that I wasn't there not this way. Sorry that I didn't care, just never thought it would end, not this way, not this way. Sometimes when I lose, I get weary. Sometimes I don't think we should start this way. Sorry that I wasn't there, just never thought it would end, not this way, not today.
And hello! We're back again. I am Aksel Lundgreen and hosting this virtual release party for Piston Damp, Making the World Great Again. And the track we just heard, Jonas, has
Yeah.
a special little story attached to it.
Yeah, well, again, the whole breakup situation that everyone goes through at least once in their life. You never think it will end until it's suddenly all the signs are there and you wonder, why didn't I see this earlier, right? But this is actually a different kind of never thought it would end, because on the album we've dedicated this version to a dear friend of mine who passed away recently.
Yep.
So it's dedicated to the memory of her. I never thought she wouldn't be there one day, and well, she got sick and she's not here anymore.
Sad story.
Yeah, but it's a sad song, so.
Yep, yep.
And here we have again what we talked about earlier with Truls, with the special effects, and there's a lot of panning going on in the vocals and the three-part harmony. So we're into the details of the production.
Yep.
And this was a song where we really, with Factor Out and Never Thought It Would End, we pushed that thing quite far. I
To the
think.
max, I would
Yeah.
say.
Yeah.
Yep, yep.
Definitely.
Talking about pushing things to the max, I mean,
Oh, I know where you're going.
next track out is, in fact, the title track.
Yeah.
Making the World Great Again. It's very bold, very hairy statement in it. I mean, I totally agree that music is making this world a better place. But please explain, Making the World Great Again with your debut album. I mean, that's like balls this size.
Yeah, well, we're not idealistic 16-year-olds playing out of our mother's basement anymore, right? So
You still live in your mother's basement, don't lie. I'm just kidding, sorry, Lisa.
No, well, the thing is, this is the last song that was written for the album.
Yep.
Actually, the title of the album came before the song.
Oh.
So I wrote it without any comparison, the same way as John Lennon wrote Help after they decided the title.
So you're
Anyways,
comparing yourself to John Lennon, that's what you're saying?
no, I'm comparing myself to Help. No, the thing is, I wanted a track that was a bit more early 80s industrial, Construction Time Again, sample-wise,
Yep,
and
yep.
that pipeline thing.
Yep.
Doing, the basic industrial thing, but still synth-pop. And like I think Vince Clarke did a lot of in the first couple of Erasure albums, where there are no real drums there. He
It's
samples.
just the effects from different synths.
And
Yep.
that's what we wanted here, as well as the whole fundamental thing of the song. But the title and the lyrics, it's actually Hearts on Fire Volume 2, if you want. It's on the vinyl. It's going to be the opening track for side 3.
Yep.
So and we thought it was going to be just a single album at the first, but it's going to be a double LP. But we've been thinking all along. Okay, this is going to open part 2 of the album.
Yep.
So we wanted the same start as with Hearts on Fire.
Yep.
So a fight song for the positive thing, and of course people I know people have talked to me, why are you a Trump supporter and stuff like that, when that's not it at all. The thing is, and Trump wasn't even the first one to use the whole America Great Again thing. That was a U.S. senator in, I think it was 1940, Alexander Wiley or something like that, who
Reagan also used it under his campaign.
Yeah, so this is it's a pun on a famous quote, and I think that with positive thinking and love in front of us, as I said earlier, I think that's
also in the lyrics of the track, isn't it?
Yeah, it is, and it's how to make this world a better world. It's how do you do that? We've tried so many political things and reformations and all kinds of shit, and it's never worked. I don't think many since maybe since 2,000 years. There one guy tried to, but
one man came in the name of love, right?
Yeah, exactly. So basically, going with love in front of us. That's what the whole song is about. But it's also what the album is about, lyric-wise. Since I'm the one writing the lyrics, making the world great again. Because I remember a great world.
Yeah.
It's not that long ago that there were no social media. So
that was great.
Yeah, that was
where
fantastic.
you couldn't have a release party online like this.
Here? Can you show them your phone?
My phone?
Yeah, look at the guy, the social media guy he is. This is his phone.
I've never owned a smartphone in my life, and they always give me shit for it.
No, but it's a good thing. I'm going to start doing smartphone-less days once a week or something like that. Yeah,
I do it every day.
The thing is, making the world great again is not necessarily throwing internet and social media out the window. It's because we're still in the early days of it, but trying to teach each other and our children and everyone that this could be a great place if we want to, and if we want to make it a great place, not want to make it the way I want it, but the way that would suit everyone to have it. So maybe I'm a bit naive, but I I have this, my father too, he made songs that was about the same theme. It was,
but isn't it like this for everybody, that they think, oh, I was better before? I mean, the 80s were really great, weren't they? They were fantastic.
Yeah, but
I mean, I love the 80s. I wish I was in the 80s.
Yeah, but
I mean,
I'm not
80s
talking
was
about
a lot biking around and not having enough money for shit, wasn't it?
Yeah, but I'm not looking at a specific time period. I think 1984 till 1988 was really great. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about a time that was less complicated, a time with less mental issues all over the place.
Do you think we were more naive?
Yeah, but we were. I mean, now if something burns, if something blows up, if somebody's killed, you know it. In the instant it happens, right?
Yep.
It used to be that media
sometimes you even get a warning.
Yeah.
It's going to blow up tomorrow.
Yeah. No, the thing is, before all this, we actually, media had the time to get the news and even get an update and maybe even get a resolution before the news was posted.
Yep.
Now you get it right away, and you get the next second, and everything is clickbait and everything. So I just think the world needs to settle down. So making the world settle down again. Maybe that should be the title.
Now I need to stop you.
Yeah.
Yeah. They
Please
released an album, and then this happened. That's the clickbait we're looking for, right?
Yeah.
I'm going to send Jonas out because, believe it or not, this track is going to be performed live. So now we're going to try and see if we can get it right this time.
This is going to be cool.
So go out there, and I'm going to have a special Piston Damp cupcake. I don't know if you can see this. This has been made by Elizabeth, Jonas's wife, who's got this company called Tastery. It makes really good stuff. Oh, check it out. So I need a heads up from out there when you're ready. And I'll be having one of these when you're ready to go live. And I just hope and pray that we don't have to stop this time, because then I have to stop eating this. So, go, guys.
Clench your fists, I'm giving you an alibi. Join us as we march against oppression. Time has come to choose a side and rectify. Let them know that we have come here to restore. Nothing's like before anymore, this will now be the promised land. Every single wall now will fall, and we call every woman, every man. This is us, making the world great again. And we won't make the same mistakes as them. We'll be making the world great again. And in the end they'll see it as the prophecy comes true. From everywhere, now's the time to come out from your hiding. We're the answer to your deepest desperate prayers. We'll be here until the end of time. Everything they touch turns to dust, they're here to destroy our world. We're gonna correct the defects, they will watch as our flags unfurl. This is us, making the world great again. We won't make the same mistakes as them. We'll be making the world great again. And in the end they'll see it as the prophecy comes true. They wash their hands in the blood of the innocent. Their goal is to make us bow, but we raise our hands and we let them know that future is prophecy. We will be making the world great again. And we won't make the same mistakes as them. 'Cause we'll be making the world great again. And in the end you'll see it as the prophecy comes true.
Yeah, competition time.
Competition time.
Yes.
So what is it this time?
Well, there's this album that people can win. I think that's interesting.
Huh?
Yeah.
I have it.
Kind of. Oh yeah, it's a good one. I
Yeah.
have it too.
Can you sign mine?
Nope.
So we need someone to write in the chat the B side of Loose Ends.
Okay, the B-sides of competition 2 is
Yes.
competition
Exact. Competition 3.
3. Yeah, okay.
All people who write in the title of the B side on Loose Ends, they can win a copy of this album. After the chat and after the stream is ready, then we'll pick a winner.
Yeah.
Okay?
Oh, and by the way, the song that they didn't get to hear now, that's been on Artifactor too.
Yes, it has.
So it's not a total loss.
And no, on Monday they will have an Artifactor Top 50 6-month chart.
Yes.
Which is
Top 50 so far?
Yes. And actually I think there's a couple of Piston Dam songs in there.
Yep.
So
I hope so.
We're really looking forward to hearing that and seeing that. And sorry guys. And of course, Thursday this coming week, the whole album goes live on all digital platforms and streaming services and stuff like this, so you can hear it all.
Yep.
And you can pre-order it. If you're in Europe, then go to poponaut.de. Or if you're in the US, Canada, South America, you go to theelectricfox.com. And here in Norway, retrovinyl.no. And if you want it signed and you want to order it, then you can go to pistondamp.bandcamp.com.
You go straight to the source.
Yeah.
Basically.
And they'll get it directly from you.
Yep.
There you can also order the T-shirts that you see on this guy here. He's wearing a hat, he's wearing a tank top, he's wearing a hoodie. And there's even one over there with more kind of jackety thingy going on. And more merchandise is coming all the time.
It's coming all the time.
Yeah. So you get it signed, and you get shirts and everything there. And you will also know that the money from there goes directly to the bands. You're supporting them directly, which is, of course, a thing
We don't
to do.
need any money.
Okay.
I'm going to shut up now.
Big Mouse strikes again. So,
Is the competition over?
yeah, because we're starting to talk about this right now, aren't we?
Yeah, we are.
So the competition is over now because the B-side of Loose Ends is called Don't. It's
So don't do it anymore.
Yeah. You brought Computer Girl out of retirement. I'll put this EP out of Computer Girl, the Computer Girl EP from 2002. It's produced by yourself, Jonas,
Yep.
Stefan from Apop, and Geir, who was then also in Apop.
Yeah. And I was working with APOP at the home office
Hard
management on hard drive. Yeah. So
Yeah.
we were one big happy family back then.
Yeah. But since
Always still.
2002, Computer Girl, she's got married, got kids, whatever. She hasn't done anything musically.
No.
So, tell us, why did you decide to bring her out of retirement for this song?
Oh, this is the second rock track on the album. Well, that used to be a rock track. My demo is guitars and bass and everything. And I showed it to Truls, who liked it immediately, and he recorded a version, or we did a version, and I told him to add some bars, 16 or 32 bars or something in the middle. We need something there, and I said I'm not sure what yet. We were talking about German poems being read.
Quite some good suggestions coming up there.
there
Yeah.
are.
Okay, yeah.
Like
I'm glad you ended up with Computer Girl, to be honest. Yeah.
Well, I was listening to Cranes,
Yeah.
their album Forever, from after they were on tour with The Cure. And I suddenly remembered, Allison's voice. I have Benedicte.
Yep.
I have Computer Girl. I have a similar kind
They're
of
not far
voice.
apart, are they?
No, it's the same quality in the voice. They're totally different, but it's the same quality.
Yep.
You can hear what Computer Girl sings. You can't with Allison. It's
No, but
impossible.
because they're too esoteric and
Yeah.
floating, yeah?
But I called Benedicte and asked her, would you want to sing on this song we're doing? And she was like, yes, please. I want to.
Oh, cool.
And then after she said yes, I wrote the part on the instrumental thing that he had made.
Oh, yeah.
So...
Because the fact is the title Don't.
Yeah.
It's not been mentioned anywhere.
the word
in
is not in the song at all. You know how it is when you make something on your computer. If you want to save it, you have to come up with a name.
Yep.
And when I did this song back in the day, I didn't have a title for it, and didn't know what to call it, and I just save as. It's a negative thing. It's a melancholic song, so don't. That's a negative word.
Yep.
And when she said yes to doing this part, I just figured, wow, I'm going to use that word don't. So I used it for every single sentence she says starts with don't.
Yep.
So, and she recorded it in her home studio, so sent me the files, sent it to Truls, and he incorporated it into the whole thing, and don't became a huge thing.
Yeah, cool. But Truls, I mean, you said you got a rock song. He sent a rock song to you and said, basically, make this into an electronic song.
Yeah, but this was quite easy. This
As compared to Hearts of Fire? Hearts on Fire?
as compared to Runaway.
Yeah.
Because this sometimes things just click,
Yep.
and these two themes are the sounds just came
Yeah.
and they fit perfectly.
Yeah.
Just a little chorus.
Yeah,
and
the
stuff.
keyboard sounds.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
keyboard sounds.
Yeah,
So
'cause they were original. I just have to say they were originally guitar melodies that intertwined,
yeah,
and he took them and just got these perfect keyboard sounds or electronic sounds with the same melodies that made it really work together.
Yeah, because it's a fairly hard track,
yeah,
like danceable, almost over EBM-ish, and
Yeah.
then with the kind of Peter Hook
Yeah.
kind of bass guitar,
'Cause it's
New
one of-
Order.
One of the few
type-ish.
tracks on the album that actually features an acoustic or an organic instrument, the bass. I play the bass on this one, and you can feel, touch, smell, and taste the whole New Order vibe, of course.
Yeah.
Because a chorus bass, it's just
And
what it is.
once again, you couldn't just do with the single version, did you?
No.
I mean, every track had to be redone for the album.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
So here's another version, another intro.
Yeah, it's the intro. Basically, this is just another intro.
and
And
the bass.
Yeah, the bass is throughout the song instead of just on parts of it.
Yeah. So should we go and listen to "Don't"? And
Please don't.
Please do.
please. Okay, here we go. "Don't" in the album version.
Don't
And we're back. And we're back, and we're back. My name is Aksel, and I'm still hosting this virtual release party for Piston Damp and their album Making the World Great Again. And you just heard Don't and an album version. I mean, you've also done extended versions. You've done extended versions of everything. I mean, come on. There's going to be an extended version of the album?
Yeah, but we weren't supposed to say.
Oh.
No.
Making the world greater again.
Making the world
Again.
Making the world great again.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I have this love for my old Cure and Depeche Mode 12-inch singles with, and of course New Order, Blue Monday, where you just take the
Duran night versions.
Yeah, of course,
Ooh.
they're beautiful. Hungry Like a Wolf is fantastic. But what they basically did with those extended versions is what I've done with our extended versions. You add no new element whatsoever. You only have what is already in the song, but you extend it. You have some parts where you only hear the bass, where you only hear the vocals, where you only hear the keyboards or whatever, and mix it around.
Because back then they had to cut and paste from the real
from the
tape.
tapes, yeah. So, and if something was already mixed together, you couldn't separate it and
No.
stuff. So this is just not reinventing. I'm doing exactly what they did back then, except I'm doing
Old
it
school
digitally.
remixes.
Yeah, and they get a lot of plays, and I'm really happy about that because I have these great fond memories.
They'll
of
be great
extended
for all you
versions.
DJs when the clubs open
Yeah.
again. Then you got extended versions, so you can go, take a piss and get a beer and go back. That's what we used them for in the 80s. You put the 12-inch version on, which is like 7-8 minutes long, and then you can grab both a beer and go to the can, come back.
But what is really cool is that Truls said when I did Something in Me, he said, "Oh, it was so cool that you used that ARP or whatever on the second chorus because I don't think that really comes out on the single version.
Nope.
But here it is. Now people can hear it.
Yeah.
So, that's the mission."
Yep.
Yeah, I was just going to say that.
Oh, sorry. Now you can say it.
Yeah, it adds,
Stole his thunder, man.
I'm sorry.
it brings out the elements that you barely hear because we are not exactly minimalistic in the sounds.
No.
So there are tons
Wall
of
of sound.
Yeah, tons of things going on, and here you can pick out. Oh, is that how it goes?
Yeah. Yeah.
So you have Piston Damp here, and you have Police over here. So like 3 instruments, and the rest of the instruments in the world. So
The rest of the instruments in the world. Okay. Yeah.
yeah.
You don't do things halfway, do you?
Nah, why should we?
No, I agree. I mean, go big or go home, right? Yeah. Okay. Tell us about Trøll.
Yeah, Trøll. This is alter ego.
Yeah?
Yeah.
It's your alter ego.
Yeah, it's my alter ego. I created it because not everything we want to deliver as Piston Damp.
Oh.
I think it's cool to remix stuff that Piston Damp don't give out. You know?
Yeah.
So I created the Trøll alter ego to do stuff on my own.
He likes glow sticks, basically.
Yeah, I like the dunk bass and
Yeah. You talked about like doing chill out mixes and trance mixes, stuff like that.
Yeah.
So you're more club oriented with the Trøll stuff. then?
Yeah, I like club music.
Yeah? I thought you were a rock and roll guy, Truls.
Yeah, I like.
Shocking.
Yeah, I like energy in music.
Yeah, so if it doesn't matter if it's Guns N' Roses, Black Sabbath, or Armin van Buuren, or Sven Fett. It's club music or rock and roll, as long as it's...
energy. Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Cool.
And the ballads too, as long as there's energy in there.
Yeah.
But a guitar and some voice, that's not my thing.
No, but
So
that
you're a
kind
big
of...
Ed Sheeran fan then?
But that kind of explains a lot about what you're doing when you're producing stuff, because there's a lot of power in the instrumentation and the use of synths and drums in the Piston Damp production. So what you like yourself, you put into your own songs.
Yeah, I have to.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah,
So,
it's a good inspiration, source of inspiration.
And that's what we've been doing all along. We said from the get-go, we have no boundaries. We're not gonna not have acoustic instruments on it because no, you don't have that in city pop, right?
Yep.
So if we want it, we're gonna use it.
Yep.
We didn't on this one. Well, at least not acoustic guitars and stuff like that. But You should see our record collections. Well, you know mine, but his is like
I've seen parts of his in the studio.
yeah. What is it on your shelf now? You have George Michael, Black Sabbath, Guns N' Roses, and Beastie Boys. Is it something like that?
Yeah.
Niggers with attitude, I think. Or,
Yeah.
It's like old school hip hop.
Yeah. It's so and I'm like that too. I'm probably more, what should I say, clean than him in my taste of music. But
my hardest music, you don't have that.
no, if we have this spectre like this, we meet in the middle, right? But he's harder than me, and I'm probably not necessarily softer, but I'm more melodic. I'm more melodic. I'm more with the.
But you share like Depeche Mode and The Cure, for example, in the middle.
And
that's
Queen.
That's why they're represented here also on the release party.
But Queen with the hardness and energy they have or had, but also with the soft melodies and with the harmony vocals and all that. So we So we're all over the place.
You're all over the place. I know that for sure. Loose Ends.
Yeah.
Guys, another golden oldie from the demo. Once again, I mean, different version than on the single.
This has even more versions than the Runaway.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's insane.
This has been done so many times.
Is it because you're self-critical, or is it because you...
20 years passed by. We had
Yeah, but
but
I thought it was like new versions, but that's through the years?
Yeah. And maybe 3 versions the last year.
Yeah. And intros, a gazillion different intros and stuff. So
And this is the hardest song for me, because I'm sitting next to mid-tempo Jonas.
It is a mid-tempo track.
Yeah.
It's the only one on the album, isn't it?
And he loves mid-tempo, but it's so hard to
Mid-tempo Jonas.
actually, can I just say something about that? Because I'm not like that. Every time I write a mid-tempo song, which I do a lot, I always say, "No, I did it again. No." So it's actually I'm not that into it myself. It just happens. Sorry.
But I'm getting better at it. The mid-tempo stuff.
But
I think it's hard.
So you're pulling him in the right direction with the up-tempo stuff then?
Well, we actually all the old songs, except for, correct me if I'm wrong, except for Depth of Your Eyes, is actually raised a couple of BPMs.
Yeah.
It's a little bit faster.
Yeah.
Also because of the times things go faster now, right? So yeah.
Cool.
But it's been a favorite track all along. We've been saying all along that okay, this should be single number 2. We actually the only one that fought with it was the B-side, Don't, because we were so happy with Don't, but we had already decided on Loose Ends, and we already started advertising that we were going to do Loose Ends.
Yep.
So if not, maybe Don't would have been the A-side and Loose Ends the B-side. But we did extended versions on both of them, so it was meant as maybe a double A or whatever.
Yeah. I remember my reaction when you sent it to me and I said, this is going to be the B-side. And I said, this is way too strong to be a B-side. I mean, why isn't
You're talking about Don't.
Yeah. Why isn't this the A-side?
Yeah.
Or why isn't this a separate single?
Yeah.
And that speaks volumes to the B-sides that you have when you have such strong songs as a B-side on a single.
Thank you.
Also, thank you. But it's also something that we learned from these bands, The Cure, Depeche Mode, all that. Don't, just because you need a filler, if it's a filler on a single or a filler on a 12-inch or on an album, do it all the way.
Yep.
Don't just fill it with fill.
You can always be a 1963 with New Order, right?
Ooh.
Like the B-side of True Fate. I mean, it's can't get much better than that.
Yeah, or Too Late, the B-side of Love Song. Yeah, and we already talked about One Caress, the B-side of I Feel You.
Yeah.
So, But, let us listen to it. The album version. This is an album version again.
Oh, album version. Here we go, album version. You were supposed to play this live.
Yeah.
But thanks to Rico Darum and Erik Popek at Pop Room, they have made a special video.
Well, first of all, they made the video for Something in Me. And we approached them to do a video.
So kudos to them for that.
Yeah, and we approached them to do a video for Loose Ends, and then the same week, everything locked down again, like the third lockdown or whatever. And Rico just said, and you said, we all agreed that okay, we're gonna film ourselves while we record loose
the
ends.
studio, yeah.
And yeah, we just made a happy-go-lucky video.
Yeah.
And last week
I haven't seen it yet, so
No.
I'm a little bit cautious about what we're going to air here.
This video, actually, it's just put together now because, well, we didn't do it because everything got locked down and they got kicked out of their work or whatever it's called.
They weren't allowed to go to the studio
Yeah.
to work.
So they had nothing to work with. They had stuff to work with, but not their computers and
Yeah.
stuff. And actually, they just came up last week, said, guys, we managed. We made something out of the terrible, terrible, terrible videos you sent us. So they made it. It's a funny video. It's a cool thing. But
Okay.
it's meant as a Corona video. This is what we made. Shut up!
Okay, I think we should see it. But once again, this song fades into Sacred Secret.
Yep.
So once again, we've got two songs interlocked. So the video is then fading from the video and into another video, or
Yeah, the new video fades into this spinning logo video that you've seen on several other tracks, and but the testimony video is going to be released as a testimony video on YouTube.
the loose end
soon.
video.
I mean loose ends. Sorry,
Yep.
sorry. Soon.
So then we're going to check it out. Loose ends and Sacred Secret. Here we go. fantastic video work there on Loose Ends, and it slowly faded into Sacred Secret. Great stuff from the album. I've played it a lot in my car since I got it last week, and it just keeps getting better and better. When it comes to Loose Ends, we got some remixes there as well, but first we're going to do one more competition. So, what was the third single from Piston Damp? If you can name the third single from Piston Damp, write it in the comments in the chat, and we will pick one winner who will get an album after the show tonight. So just third single from the album, your name, and you can win this album. Go, 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 go. Okay. We got someone here that you've met earlier today, and then it was as Technomancer. You can also check out Technomancer album at technomancer.bandcamp.com, and also your other project, Zone Tripper.
Yeah, because I have more than one project.
Yeah, it's Zone Tripper, Lab 5, Technomancer.
And Technomancer. Those are my free projects that I do mainly. I also have a few others that are in progress, but we don't talk about those.
No, but Zone Tripper, that's more space synth, isn't it?
Yeah, I recall when I moved to Sarpsborg, you gave me a bunch of like laser dance CDs.
Oh, Laser Dance.
Yeah.
Michael van der Kooi.
Yeah, and I listened to them and I was like, fuck, I gotta do something like this,
Yeah,
you know?
yeah.
So I did, I started doing basically laser dance inspired stuff as Zone Tripper. And it eventually evolved into more synthwave, retrowave stuff, because I was listening to a bunch of synthwave stuff as well.
Yeah.
So that kind of merged with the space synth stuff. So it's become this kind of blend between modern synthwave and retro space synth, and it feels like it fits.
Yeah, yeah. And your track, The Call, has been a hit, basically, in the synthwave community, hasn't it?
Yeah, it really took off after, I think it was like some YouTuber called Luigi shared it on YouTube, and it got a whole bunch of hits and a lot of great comments, and that's when I realized I've just got to keep doing this.
Yeah, it's got like 250,000 streams or something now, I think, and rolling, and
yeah, it's
doing really well.
It's doing really well on Spotify and streaming services, so I'm really proud of that track.
Yeah, and you just released a new Zone Tripper album as well?
Yeah, I released Video Themes, which is a compilation album of different covers I've done of themes from video games. So it has,
you're quite the gamer, aren't you?
Yeah, I'm a huge gamer. So it has stuff from Earthbound and Command & Conquer and a bunch of really good games that I love that mean a lot to me. So that was really fun putting together.
Yeah, but how do you think it's different to remix a track as Technomancer than a track from Zone Tripper?
Honestly, there isn't that much.
I mean, you're the same person basically. So
yeah, I think it's when it's Zone Tripper, it's always going to be more Italo inspired and more 80s. But the thing is that my Technomancer stuff has also started sounding more 80s, so it's kind of hard to tell the difference sometimes. But I think with Zone Tripper, it's always more dancey and clubby, and it's something you can put on and have a good time to.
Yeah, and also a bit of chiptune maybe in there.
Yeah,
I mean, you did a Fail Out Children remix.
Yeah,
that was
definitely.
Very bittune.
Well, it's called 808 bits. Of course, you've got to have some chiptune in there.
For sure.
Yeah.
So you're basically into the retro stuff.
Huge into retro stuff. Always been since I started making music, because retro stuff has always been my huge main influence, because I grew up with 80s music and stuff like that. So it's something that's very close to
but
me.
you were born in the 80s.
Yeah, I was born in the 80s, so literally at the end of the 80s I was born. So
yeah, but you know more about 80s music than most people I know, so it's kind of interesting.
Something I love.
Yeah, very cool to have you here. Thank
you
you so much for showing up at the party tonight.
You're welcome.
Yeah, we've had a couple of live breakdowns tonight, so we have to make up for lost time. So I'm gonna send you out, and I'm gonna get the guys back in. Party hard with the rest of the crowd in the back, and we get Jonas and Truls back in the studio. Hey. Ach ja, was ist mit dir? And before we start rolling with testimony, people have asked about the merchandise behind me. All of this you can buy on the Piston Damp Bandcamp page, pistondamp.bandcamp.com. There's a beanie hat, there's a tank top, there's a hoodie and jackets and T-shirts and
Old guys.
old guys and microphones.
You cannot buy old guys on Bandcamp.
There's
on
no old guys
ours.
on Bandcamp.
No. Yeah.
You used to seem a little bit more relaxed in your chairs now than at the beginning of the evening.
It's all the drugs we've taken. We're a rock band now, rock pop band. And we're
Rock and roll will never die.
yeah, man.
Yeah, man.
You see,
Far
it's
out,
about
man. Yeah. I mean, and okay.
Yeah.
A little bit about Secret before we go.
Yeah, it's a traditional electronic song.
Bratwurst.
Traditional electronics. Okay.
Oh, I'm just kidding. Yeah, it's kind of special.
Yeah.
Jonas sent me this a cappella version, the choir, and the mail was, "Can we do something with this?" And I said, "Yeah, it's beautiful. Let's do something with it." And I worked around with this ostinat, we call it in.
Yeah, it's a nostra.
Yeah. And some sample industrial sounds and created. It's this sonic landscape we have
Yeah,
talked
but
about.
with a touch of classical, right?
Yeah, I played the classical piano from when I was 6 years.
Yeah.
So I played
you
a lot
went
of
to Edward Grieg
Grieg
and all that
and other national romantic
Yeah.
composers, and it's part of this in Vim eller Shum
Yeah.
as well, and other songs. I want to get this kind of little Nordic touch.
Yeah.
On some of the songs. Yeah.
Yeah, and I know that when Chi Ming Live from the Electricity Club interviewed you guys, he also mentioned that, you've got like kind of Nordic or Scandinavian synth pop feel to it. I mean, we don't think much of it, do we, coming from Norway? But when people outside listen to it, they say, "Oh, this got this Scandinavian vibe to it, like elegant."
I have no idea what they're talking about.
No, touch in the night, like they say in Sweden.
Yes.
Yes.
But it's also very thought through from my side. This to create this typical Norwegian kind of piano playing.
Yeah.
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 Yeah,
No.
national romantic.
Yeah. No, it works really well.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And the whole harmonies part, the vocals on it, no lyrics, but it's just me. It's me singing everything. And I did it as a test for myself when a few years back when I lost the hearing on my right ear. I got some of it back again. But that day when I lost it, I went into studio just to see, can I still pitch? Can I still sing with myself? Can I still do music? And I created this, and
because that's like losing sight on one eye because then you lose the 3D.
Yeah.
Right.
So I had to figure out if I could still do what I was used to doing. So the whole harmony part there is it was made up on the fly in the studio, just one voice, and then I put on harmonies. And luckily, I did it back then on a click. I did it in time. Don't know why. I usually never do that on stuff like that. But that's the reason why he could actually put stuff onto it, because it already had a set rhythm. So,
so this was basically recorded as a test for your hearing.
Yeah.
And ended up as a track on the album.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah. Cool thing.
We're going to move on to what's most likely going to be your next single.
We've talked about it.
Yeah. About doing it like an erasure-ish thing that had like Breath of Life coming out after the chorus album. You know, it's a single number 4 because there's so many great songs on the album. You have to have a 4th single.
Yeah.
And to keep the album alive for longer, of course.
Yeah, and we have so many thoughts around this song. It's one of our favorite songs.
Yeah.
It's always been. It's Testimony.
Yeah. That's also from the original demo, right?
Yeah, and this was the one that we back then thought so highly of that we asked Seb Komor from Icon of Coil if he could maybe produce it for us. So the original version back then
Yep.
was the only one that was actually releasable. It was a
Yeah.
demo, but it was still releasable.
It was produced by someone else as well.
Yeah,
Yep.
and the sounds were good and everything for that time.
Yep.
It doesn't fit anything today, but that's because it's so old. This was the one we worked the most on back then. And we love it, and we weren't even sure if we were going to do it on this album at all, because we thought maybe it's too big for us, maybe we need to just do this album first and these singles, and then put this on the next album, because as you know, we still have songs from the old demo that is not
there's
on
at
the
least
album.
at least there is at least 2 great tracks from that demo
Yeah.
that's not been used on this album
Yeah.
that I know of that definitely has great potential. And I know you've talked about EPs and new singles, and you've got plans.
Yeah.
Like you want to go out playing live, right?
Yeah.
I mean, I know that people have already contacted you about doing live stuff here in Norway and in Sweden,
Yep.
and
That's what we want to do.
yeah.
Right? We want to perform these songs.
Uh,
And we have tons of stuff. We have these songs now. We have some B-sides. We have some remixes, all kinds of stuff. But we have material to go on.
I've heard rumors that people have already started remixing Testimony.
Yeah. Some.
maybe.
Maybe,
No?
maybe, perhaps, yes,
It does sound like something we would do.
yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I'm not going to pull that any further then, but
What we did with this song, really quickly, is that we kept it as it was, the idea around the song, but we moved it into 2020, and we upped the tempo on the song quite a lot on this one, actually,
Yep.
because it was very mid-tempo back then. Now
oh,
it's,
mid-tempo Jonas.
Now it's going towards... what is that? Mid-tempo danceable? Is that where it goes? I don't know.
no.
But yeah. So we upped the tempo a bit.
Yeah.
And this song features a guitar.
G.
Yeah. I play the guitar. On this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So maybe we should listen to it then.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Testimony. Here we go.
I could break down and fall before your feet. I need salvation in every day that I meet. I need forgiveness for everything I do. But every time you tell me this, I feel lost without you. I'll get to you somehow and get lost in what you need. I'll get to you somehow. Just watch me bleed. I'll get to you somehow. The sooner the better. I'll get to you somehow and fight for what we need. My devotion grows deeper every day. My incompleteness grows with everything that I say. I need forgiveness for everything I do. But every time you tell me this, things I've spent my entire life treasuring turn out to be worth absolutely nothing. But at the same time, these things are still the cornerstone of my existence. You, above all, should have known this. And I can't help feeling that you're not gonna see this through with me. I need to tell you how lost I am. Lost in you. I'll get to you somehow and get lost in what you need. I'll get to you somehow. Just watch me bleed. I'll get to you somehow. The sooner the better. I'll get to you somehow.
And we're back after yet another glitch in the Matrix. Very sorry about the technical difficulties. We're doing our very best to keep things running. Jonas, unfortunately, had to leave. We were going to stop at 8 o'clock, but Jonas has a gig in Sarpsborg, so he had to scoot. But
Yeah.
Truls and I, we're still here.
Yeah.
We've got the crew here, so we're gonna rock and roll all night. And
Train is running.
the train is running. Yep. Before we keep on rolling, we're gonna do one last competition. For those of you that are there, we've been giving away albums. We also have a special promotion copy of the album, the one that was sent out to press, radio, stuff like that. Very rare, limited edition, 50 copies only. We've made of this, 50 copies, and you can win it. The last song on the album is called Another Pain. If you know what it's called on the single, then it has an extra title in brackets. If you can name Another Pain from the single version, in the chat, then you're in the competition to win this promo. We're going to pick a winner after the show. So get the full title of the single version of Another Pain in there, and you're on.
Yeah.
So, Testimony.
Yeah.
Great track. I can understand why you want to consider it as a single.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah. It's very easy going to listen to. You know, it's you can both dance to it, relax to it, listen to it in the car. It's a kind of multi-tool song.
Yeah, absolutely. And I'm thinking that when that track came on the album, I was like, this track is way too strong to be, so far out in the album.
Yeah.
Like at the end, you usually pick some B songs or C songs, you know. But Testimony is way up there.
Yeah. Personally, I think all the songs are good.
Yeah, yeah, but you understand what I mean. It's,
Yeah,
it's,
I know, yeah.
it's like this.
And we thought it's cool to have such a strong song to bring to the end of
Yeah.
the album, and then
I
not
agree.
just we have to figure something out here and just throw something in there.
Yeah.
So we're very proud that we have this strong song this far out in the album.
Yeah, I totally agree. It's strong all the way together. And just last night we received a review of the album from Darkroom magazine in Italy, Roberto Filippozzi, and he gave the album 9 out of 10.
Yeah.
And
Super.
all the people that I've talked to who've heard the album so far think it's super strong. And I'm not afraid to say this. I think this is going to be the best synth-pop album of 2021 when this year ends. We'll see. There's 6 months left. So if you've got some albums coming out, you're going to be competing against this. This is very strong stuff, guys. So definitely check it out. Check it out.
Yeah.
we've come to the end of the album.
Yeah.
Not come to the end of the transmission. We're going to talk a little bit after the song. A song called Another Pain. I remember when I first received it as an MP3, because I couldn't get all the text in it. I thought it said Another Pie.
Yeah.
And I thought, that's a strange title. Is it Jonas's wife who wrote the song or whatever? But then I read it again and said, it's Another Pain. It's a very sore and emotional track.
Yeah, it's the tristesse.
Yeah?
Yeah.
So you want to end it with people crying? Is that it?
Yeah. Now we try to make the world great and all that
Yeah.
stuff, and in the end we all cry.
Yeah, yeah. Huh?
No, this
It
is...
ends in tears, right?
Yeah. No, we have created this. The end of this song now is we turn it into a massive kind of thing.
Yeah.
We throw it all the trumpets, the choir. Let's bring out the guns and create a massive end to the album. So it starts very sore, like you say.
Yeah, yeah.
With this is for the nerds, the SID station.
Yeah.
The synth
Oh,
with
the,
the C64 sound
chip
chips.
with the chip, yeah.
Mm. And ends with this massive stuff, and we have I picked out tiny bits from each song
Yeah.
on the album and threw it in there. So if you listen carefully, you can hear a little catchphrase from all the songs.
Yeah, the cacophony in the end.
Yeah,
it's,
yeah,
it's all details from the other songs,
Yeah.
right? Yeah. So, but this is another rework because what we just asked for on the single, of course, you've already found out, is called Another Pain Blue Hearts version. So the competition stops there. Why did you feel you have to rework it? Was that because you wanted this ending?
Yeah. Yeah, we actually we created the end, most of it first, and narrowed it down to the Blue Hearts version,
Oh,
and then completed the end for the album version.
okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So you kind of had the full version first, and then
Yeah,
made
almost.
a
We had the
single
idea.
edit.
Yeah, we had the idea of that this would end the album.
Yeah. Cool.
Yeah.
Then I think it's a very powerful ending. It kind of implodes on itself at the end. So I think we're gonna listen to it now. Another Pain album version.
Cool.
Go.
I don't know why I'm laughing when I should be feeling small. I don't know why I'm happy at all. Another day is over and another day has gone. No matter what you say, you are the one. But you don't know my feelings, no matter how I try. You'll never understand it. This love will never die. And it is so painful. Why can't you see? I dream about you always. You never even think of me. I'll never leave you lonely. I will always be around. I will try to show you my feet are still on the ground. I know you'll make me jealous. I know you'll make me cry. But I know I'll always try. 'Cause you don't know my feelings, no matter how I try. You'll never understand it. This love of me. No, you don't know my feelings, no matter how I try. You'll never understand it. This love will never die. And it is so painful. Why can't you see? I dream about you always. You never even think of me.
How do I go outside myself?
Yes! And we have done it. Guys, we've done it. We managed to get through the entire album. That was another pain in the album version from Making the World Great Again, from the Piston Damp live release party. I want to thank Øystein, Hedda, Sigurd, Elisabeth, Rico, Heine, Christer, Benjamin, og Emilie. And everybody else that tuned in out there, thank you for tuning in. You know what they say? Tune in, turn on, drop out, bumps away. The future is now.
Bye.